Hey everybody, this is Ronnie from Garm Sports. Sorry for the weird intro, but this is a little bit more of the recording we did with Mario. So enjoy. All right, so enough about the Red Sox for now. We'll be back to this. Alec, you had a topic that's been bugging you recently,
Yeah,
and
it's bugging me.
and
Bugging me.
I'm kind of curious. Like, tell us about it. What do you got in your mind?
I want to have the debate that nobody wants to talk about. Me and this one, point down because he's below me in the screen.
Wait, are we talking about anal?
Yeah. You're not with it?
I'm totally with it. I got a bidet. I get prepared every day.
Yeah, me too. That bidet been hitting the spot, you know? No, this one down below Mario, me and him kind of got into it a little off air. But I want to talk about steroids talk. I want to talk about if a steroid user should be in the Hall of Fame or not. I want to talk about, do you appreciate the steroid users? Do you appreciate the records they may or may have not set, and etc. So I'll let Mario go first.
Okay. So, appreciate, that's a very tough one for me. I don't know how I feel about that because it's a very controversial topic, but from what I'm standing is if you took steroids, I feel like you shouldn't go to the Hall of Fame. That's my take.
Honey?
I think the only two players that have admitted and been caught doing steroids but had careers before they took steroids. I know you can't really tell, when did they start steroids and when did they not. Barry Bonds in the beginning of his career, I don't think was on steroids. Roger Clemens either. Those are my two people who I'm like, they're definitely in the Hall of Fame because they had 20-year careers. The first 10 years seemed like they weren't on steroids. The next 10 years seemed like they were on steroids. I think they deserve. But people like Sammy Sosa, Mark McGwire, and the other guy, the Bash brothers from
Seiko.
Oakland, Jose Canseco. I don't think no. Thank you for the memories, but you cheated. You cheated
What?
your whole like Hall of Fame career. I think Barry Bonds could have had he wouldn't have been the home run king, but he would have had a Hall of Fame career. Roger Clemens would not be as great as he was in the Yankees in his goddamn late 30s, but he still would have had a Hall of Fame career. But the rest of the steroid users, and I get it, Big Papi was on that list, Manny Ramirez was on that list. I don't think Big Papi did steroids. Do you guys think Big Papi did steroids?
No.
Are you serious?
So.
I'm not saying anything.
Alec, no.
Actually,
I'm not saying anything. I'm saying my guy has never been tested. My guy has never tested positive for steroids. That I would say. That's all I'm gonna say.
Do you think A-Rod belongs in the Hall of Fame, Alec?
I guess we would have to go back to my question. So before I answer that, I'm gonna answer the whole question. But in the process, I'm gonna need Mario to search something up because Mario has the biggest negative view when it comes to this. Mario, can you start searching up for me? I just need a year. What year did MLB start testing annually for steroids? And while you search that, I'll answer. I think anybody who has used steroids and has not been caught since the date Mario's going to provide us should be a part of the Hall of Fame. The reason why I'm saying it, I'm not saying people didn't or did use steroids, but we have no idea if Hank Aaron used steroids. We have no idea if Babe Ruth used steroids. We have no idea who used steroids. You know why? Because we weren't testing for it.
Babe Ruth?
We weren't testing for it. I'm not saying he did. I'm not saying he didn't. I'm saying we weren't testing for it. It wasn't part of the equation. So anybody could have been doing it up until that point. And I'm not going to point my finger at everybody and say everybody's guilty or nobody's guilty. My thing is, once it became officially part of the rules with the date Mario's about to look up, if you use a steroid, you're cheating the game. That's when Ryan Braun is not a Hall of Famer. Ryan Braun knew if I use these roids, it's illegal. I have to pay a lot of money to not get caught with them. He knew he was doing something wrong. Before, with people like Canseco and stuff, They weren't. Mario, what's the date, by the way?
So this is coming from ESPN, and the quote reads, "While steroids have been part of MLB's banned substance list since 1991, testing for major league players did not begin until 2003, when MLB conducted surveys to help gauge the extent of performance-enhancing drugs."
Which Ortiz appeared on. Which Ortiz appeared on. It was supposed to be unanimous. I can't say the word. Can somebody help me? Can somebody say the word?
Unanimous. Yeah, unanimous.
And Ortiz's name leaked off that. That's why I cannot say he did nor he didn't. But he has never tested positive for a steroid.
Oh, okay.
But it's still been.
And that is when they started testing for it. So it became illegal in 91. And in 2003, they started testing. That's a 12-year period where they should have been doing their homework. That's the least problem. They were cheap. If you implemented this 91, you should have been testing 91. You probably didn't want to spend the money. You probably didn't want to find these people because you knew it was exciting for the game. As soon as it became tested for, everybody knew it was illegal and it was tested for. After that point in time, anybody who uses a steroid should not be in the Hall of Fame.
Okay, how about the people that admitted using steroids when it was illegal in Major League Baseball?
Like who?
So between the years of when they were not testing and they were testing, do you think if someone came out and said, yeah, I was using steroids?
There's very few people who have admitted to using steroids. Now, hold on. I don't know when Canseco retired. I believe it was in the early 2000s. Now, it became illegal in 91. But the first part of his career, I think he came up in 86, if I'm not mistaken. Those first few years, if he didn't say anything, that would have been fine. But he did say something. So I can give you somebody like Canseco, who openly admitted to using it when it was on the banned substance list. But Barry Bonds has never, ever admitted to using steroids. Did he use it in that period of time? I'm pretty sure he did. Was he tested and proven guilty for it? No. So why am I going to persecute the guy who leads the MLB in home runs? And again, we don't know if Hank Aaron did it. We don't know if Babe Ruth did it. We don't know if Jim Thome used to do it.
Bro,
we don't know who used to hit.
I need to look this up. I need to look this up. I don't think there were steroids at the time when Babe Ruth was around.
There probably wasn't, right? But listen, you see how marijuana is illegal in a lot of sports? You see how a lot of drugs are using? Because they say it gives you an advantage. How do we know he wasn't doing something at that point in time they considered to give you an advantage, like drinking alcohol? My point is, we don't know. I give you that. But
do you think drinking alcohol makes you better at baseball?
No.
My man was out late partying, fucking.
No. You're not understanding what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, at different points in time, they've always said different things have given you an advantage. So back in Ruth's time, I'm sure they were saying certain things was giving you advantage. I was just using that as an example. They weren't testing for it. So how are we going to blame everybody or not blame certain people who were using it? What about the people who were using it that we don't know? Like I said, could be Hank Aaron. I don't think he was. I don't know if he was. He was doing it before I was born. But I'm saying he also wasn't being tested. Barry Bonds has never admitted to doing a steroid. He was never caught doing a steroid. Why are we persecuting him? Because other people saying he was?
Okay. So Mario, one question before you get your point. Do you think Barry Bonds belongs in the Hall of Fame?
I'm not sure, because if he wasn't tested positive for steroids, then I see no point. But you're 36.
No, it doesn't, because you're about to get into something. Canseco said it the best. He said he knew many people who did home run steroids. Why didn't they all hit home runs like him? Why didn't they all hit home runs like Barry? If everybody was doing it, because there's still talent that comes in the game. So maybe give him an advantage, yes, but there's still talent required to hit that ball, to hit these home runs. He wasn't only hitting home runs. Towards the end of his career, he was literally just trying to hit a home run because he was running out of time.
Is it recorded how many times Barry Bonds tested?
He has not tested positive by the MLB for
steroids. How many times was he tested?
I don't believe he was tested at all, because testing began in 2003, and I believe he was retired at that point.
No,
how many times How many times did A-Rod test positive up until his homeboy came out and started giving him steroids? 0.
A-Rod got
So there's
A-Rod. I'm pretty
not,
sure got it one.
not until his homeboy came and started saying stuff.
Are you sure? I'm pretty sure A-Rod got.
He tested positive.
Yeah,
But not until homeboy started blowing up his stuff because he wasn't paying him apparently. Look it up.
but still tested positive. Your opinion.
No.
Your opinion is if you tested positive, you shouldn't be in the Hall of Fame. A-Rod tested positive.
I don't think A-Rod should be in the Hall of Fame. I never said he should. You asked me that question and I didn't get to it. I was giving the backstory. But what I'm saying is A-Rod didn't test positive until homeboy blew up his spot and then they started knowing what to look for. So I'm saying there are ways around it. That's all I'm saying. So I'm saying there's probably people still juicing and all of the above. But what I'm saying is until you test positive like A-Rod has, after the fact that it's been illegal and they're testing for it, I don't think you should be banned from the Hall of Fame. There were many pitchers doing stuff. Pine tar is a form of advantage. There were many pitchers. Ronnie, do you remember Roger Clemens, Detroit Tigers? Roger Carey, remember the big stain on his hand in the World Series when he was pitching for Detroit?
You mean
I'm gonna send you a picture. No, it was on his hand. The picture he was using. I'm gonna send you a picture right now. There's many pitchers doing many things for advantages.
Okay, that's fair, but
they're not banned from the Hall of Fame.
True, you're right. They're not banned from the Hall of Fame. But do you think like Sammy Sosa should be in the Hall of Fame?
I think whatever man who did not test positive for a steroid after it was banned, who put up Hall of Fame numbers, should be in the Hall of Fame.
Wait, did Sammy Sosa test positive?
I don't believe he tested positive, but he had to go to court, and in court it then came out. But it wasn't due to I believe positive test through MLB. I believe MLB was trying to blackball him. I'm looking that up right now, and that's when it came out in court. Same with Roger Clemens
And Mark McGwire.
I do agree on your point that now if people are caught doing steroids, no matter what, they can't go to.
AKA Ryan Braun,
Robinson Cano, D. Gordon,
Manny Ramirez,
Melky
Dodger
Cabrera.
days. Yes, yeah. Melky Cabrera. I remember Melky raking in San Francisco. It was like he was batting like 353, 15 home runs. I'm like, what is going on? Boop.
Yeah, he was nothing in New York.
Johnny Peralta.
Did Johnny Peralta?
Yeah, they're St. Louis days.
Really? I didn't know that.
Johnny Peralta.
But yeah, like D. Gordon, like going back to that Canseco thing you said, he took steroids and he wasn't hitting home runs, but he was hitting just getting on base and everything. Because isn't steroids like just a workout drug? That's all it is. It's not making you pop out muscles out of nowhere. It just makes you want to work out more.
It gives you an advantage. It does give you an advantage. But it's not like human growth hormones either, though.
Yeah, no, okay. I'm sorry. Not work out more, but make what you work out more more stronger. Like possibly D. Gordon was working on his legs more than his arms or his chest or stuff like that.
Shortstop Johnny Peralta signed a 4-year, $53 million free agent contract with St. Louis on Sunday. In 2013, Peralta hit .303 with 11 home runs and missed 50 games due to suspension after baseball investigation the biogenesis performance-enhancing drug scandal, which was also A-Rod's. So again, didn't test positive. He was in the scandal. His name was listed, and then that's how they got him.
So his numbers are not Hall of Fame numbers, but if he had Hall of Fame numbers,
he was listed in the scandal. So then they proved that he kind of was, and that's my thing. If they can prove that you have taken a steroid after the test date and after they made it illegal, that's when I don't think you're a Hall of Famer.
So do you think like the court appearance of Sammy Sosa, Mark McGwire?
I think that should be excluded. I think that was purposely done for. I think that was purposely done for that information to come out.
But
and
that's
what they feel too.
But they still got caught.
Yeah, but I feel like when you're being targeted for that to come out, that's not really fair.
But they still used it, dude.
Yeah, like
They still
they
use
still
it no
cheated.
matter what. They still
But
use
my
it.
thing,
It doesn't-
but my thing
well,
is they were
I-
being targeted. What about
Yeah,
all the people who were using it that weren't being targeted, and why were they being targeted?
No,
They were figures that the MLB couldn't really control, and it got out of hand. I think in their perspective.
no, you're right. Like it's some shady shit. And if the other players didn't get caught because they weren't as big of stars as the others, but they still got caught. Like, I'm sorry you got caught cheating because MLB was trying to do some shady shit. We gotta deal with that some other way, but you still got caught. You're still
Ronnie.
cheaters.
Barry Bonds is a 7-time MVP, 8-time Gold Glover. Gold Glover means defense, not just hitting. 2-time battle title, 14-time All-Star, 12-time Silver Slugger, like 3-time Major League Player of the Year. Like, no, bro, I'm not hearing that, because they dragged him out in court and made it come out to mess up his reputation. Like, that's not right. There are many people, white people, that I'm sorry, I'm not necessarily saying it's a color thing, but they really did come for a lot of, like, I'm trying to think. There is Mark McGuire, but like Canseco's, he's Cuban. Sammy Sosa, Tolo Colon, Manny Ramirez, Barry Bonds. There's a lot of the big names, Alex Rodriguez, and then the not so. I'm not trying to bring it there, but I do think there's a reason why there's certain were targeted and dragged out.
No. You're right. I'm not like downplaying the possible. Why don't I just say it? Racism, possible like. It was race, like possible racism.
Yeah, the players themselves feel like they were being blackballed. They were being targeted.
And we're not down. Like, I'm not trying to downsize the Clements one or the Mark McGuire or Pettit. Pettit got caught too.
And another thing I point out too. I don't remember how many years. I'm gonna look it up right now. But Barry Bonds was clearing a good amount of his career, because you could tell when skinny Barry Bonds. I don't know if many people remember that. And Barry Bonds, since he came in the league, has hit 16 home runs and higher. 16, 25, 24, 19, 33, 25, 34, and then it jumps to 46. So somewhere around there, I would say he started taking steroids. Okay. But even before that, he was ranking the ball, bro.
Bro, no, honestly, a 40 home run jump one time, I don't think. I think that's a normal progression. The numbers you said right there is a normal progression.
It goes from 46 to 37, 33, 42, 40, 37, 34, 49, 73. Definitely, I could see this. Like,
yeah, because
46, 45, 45, 5, 26, 28.
That's what I'm saying. The older he got, the stronger he got. Like,
but even at the beginning of his career, he was raking the ball. He also had 514 stolen bases, guys.
Yeah, can't wait to be